Perhaps the best play from Iowa's football season is the one that didn't count. A wave of the hand and an invalid fair catch ruling is what kept Iowa from a one-loss regular season and kept Cooper DeJean from #1 on our list of top plays this season. But shed no tears for Cooper. He's still well represented in our rundown of the top plays from 2023. Our countdown of the top 10 plays from 2023 begins in the final seconds against Western Michigan. Max White, a former walk-on, he grew up cheering on the Hawks from Cedar Rapids, Kennedy. In his third season on the team, he gets his very first carries against the Broncos and totes the rock for a 3-yard touchdown. A meaningless score in the grand scheme of things, unless you bet Western Michigan to beat the spread, but a touchdown that sends Max's teammates into a frenzy, a moment that kid will never forget. Number 9, we go back to the very first game of the year, very first offensive series for the Hawkeyes, in what we had hoped would be a sign of things to come. Cade McNamara unleashes a 36-yard touchdown strike to Seth Anderson. 2 first-year Hawkeyes showing signs of promise for the offense. Sadly, that was Seth's only touchdown catch this season, while Cade only played a few more games before suffering his season-ending injury. Number 8, still in that season opener against Utah State, Aggies driving and Xavier Wampa jumps the passing route, comes diving in for the interception, his only pick of the season, but a highlight reel grab from the secondary nonetheless. Number 7, another ball hawk, Sebastian Castro, in what would prove to be Iowa's only pick 6 of the season. Seb gets his mitts on a Rocco Beck pass and has not a soul in front of him. He jogs across the goal line, one of 3 interceptions on the season for Castro in his breakout campaign. Number 6, a touchdown that clinches the Big Ten West for the Hawkeyes against Illinois. After trailing for most of the fourth quarter, Caleb Johnson finally breaks loose through the right side of the line. Just had to break an ankle tackle as he beats the defense to the pylon. One of his 3 touchdowns this season, that one seals Iowa's spot in the Big Ten Championship. Number 5, Coop, there he is. Cooper DeJean's best punt return of the year didn't end up going in the books, but this one's pretty sensational still. Against Michigan State, Cooper breaks one to the sideline and splits the Spartans and scoots for 6. A game-changing touchdown that gives Iowa a lead in what was their first Big Ten win of the season. Number 4, the longest play from scrimmage for Iowa this year, LeShawn Williams' 82-yard touchdown run against Wisconsin, their longest run in the Kirk Ferentz era at Camp Randall, a score that breaks this game open. Amazingly, Iowa won this game without having run a single play in Wisconsin territory. That is thanks largely to this one play from LeShawn Williams. Number 3, a kick that took on even more significance in hindsight, Drew Stevens' game-winning 53-yard field goal against Northwestern at Wrigley Field. He had missed from that same distance earlier in the game, but it's tough as nails when it counts. Iowa won that game 10-7, and without that field goal, if the game goes to overtime and Iowa loses, then Northwestern would have won the Big Ten West. That kick secured their spot in the Big Ten Championship. Number 2, that same game at Wrigley, one of the most inconceivable goal line stands in Iowa history. Reminiscent of that Syracuse game about 15 years ago, Northwestern had a 1st and goal at the 2-yard line, a 2nd and goal from inches outside of the end zone. They run 3 straight plays that got stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Iowa's defense comes through on a messy and torn up turf, helping seal a crucial Big Ten West victory. And our number 1 play of the year, we're cheating a little bit, but none of these plays mean anything without the other 2. It's the Lord of the Rings of Iowa plays. Season finale, Heroes game in Nebraska. Huskers think they're about to orchestrate a game-winning drive, but with under 20 seconds left, in steps Ethan Hurkett for his first career interception. He returns at 16 yards to the Nebraska 37. Very next play, LeShawn Williams breaks free for a 22-yard gain. Every yard crucial when you're about to send a backup kicker into the game. After Drew Stevens had missed a pair of field goal attempts earlier in the day, In steps Marshall Meter, a transfer who had never taken the field in a Hawkeye uniform until this final play of the game. It doesn't get over the bar by much, but Meter's aim is true from 38 yards out. A game, a drive, and a moment that Iowa fans will never forget, and our #1 play from 2023.